Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank here on WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160. It's 8:45. It's time now for our segment with Indiana Senior High School, brought to you by our friends at Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Joining me on the phone right now as we start the whip around is the principal of Indiana Senior High School, Wade McElhaney. Wade, good to hear from you once again.
Great to hear from you, Josh, and thanks so much again for the opportunity to promote our programs, our faculty, and students at times. Really appreciate it.
So from what I'm seeing on the schedule today, we've got a lot of new faculty to talk to.
We do. We're very excited about having them here at Indiana Area Senior High School, and just give you a quick lineup here. Up the bat first will be Aaron Janetsky, who was a former long-term substitute teacher who will be a biology and environmental science teacher at the senior high school. Next up, we have Marissa Huntsman, who is going to be one of our new chemistry teachers. And she comes to us with a chemistry background as she was a chemist as trade. So we're very excited about having some of that real-world experience in the classroom. We also have a long-term substitute, Leanne Dominic, who will be in for Mr. Nath. And we're very excited. She had a tour of duty at the junior high school as a long-term sub at one time. So we're looking forward to her talents and commitment here at the senior high school. And then batting cleanup, we have Mr. Lezanic to give a little update on athletics.
Excellent. So it'll be great to talk to all of them. Thanks again for setting this up for us, Wade, and hopefully you guys have a great school year. But let's remind everybody, when does school start for Indiana High?
August 30th, Josh.
All right. And you guys are ready to roll?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
We're looking forward to it and welcoming back our students and our faculty and our staff.
And a 5-day-a-week schedule, too. That's the important part, it sounds like.
Yes, we're looking forward to having our students here in the building with us, learning, and just having our school community.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure the students are looking forward to it, too. All right, Wade, thanks again. I'll talk to you later, okay?
Thanks, Josh.
Thank
Bye
you.
now.
Bye now. All right, now let's go over to line 3. And I believe, Erin, are you there?
Yes, hi.
All right, Erin, how you doing this morning?
I'm fine, thank you.
So Wade gave
How are
us.
you?
I'm doing great. Wade gave us a little bit of an introduction as to who you are, but what are you going to be teaching this year?
So this year I'll be teaching biology and environmental science, which is my background.
How did you get How did you get involved in the environmental science field?
So my major in undergrad was actually natural resources management, and from there I was actually an environmental educator at a nature center in Michigan for 4.5 years. So I worked very closely with kids anywhere from preschool and then all the way up to adult age, basically just teaching about the environment.
Mm-hmm.
So that was probably where the bulk of my environmental education experience came from. But then I've also taught biology labs at my alma mater at Grand Valley State University in Michigan, and then also at IUP here. So my background is mainly in ecology and environmental science, so that's how I got here.
All right, and now coming to Indiana, being a new faculty member there, what's exciting you about the new school year?
Well, I'm very excited to be in Indiana, and I've actually worked very closely with many of the science faculty already. During my graduate degree or my graduate program at IUP, I worked with the environmental science teachers to put together field days, water quality field days out at Waterworks Park, and we're hoping to bring that back. So I'm just excited to actually be, directly a part of building the environmental science and biology program at Indiana, which is already so strong, and I just can't wait to work even more closely with the faculty there.
I remember back in my days in school, that science department was strong, and it is continuing to be strong. It's a great tradition there. So I hate to say this, but we got to move on. Erin, thanks a lot. Good luck in the school year, okay?
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you again. And we'll move on to line 1, and I believe this is Marissa on the phone, right?
Yes, it is.
All right, Marissa Huntsman joining us now from Indiana Senior High School, new faculty member over there. And Wade gave us a little bit of an introduction, but remind our listeners what you're going to be teaching this year.
I will be teaching chemistry this year. I'm not sure on exactly the classes, but I know I'll be doing chemistry.
And Wade said that you have a lot of experience in the field.
I do. I worked as a chemist for 7 years before I actually went back and got my master's in education. So I like to bring that experience into the classroom as much as I can.
So what excites you most about teaching at Indiana High?
Well, I actually grew up in the area. I grew up in Indiana County. So I'm super excited to be, like, quote unquote, back in the area. I still live kind of far away, but I'm excited to be in the area again and be in Indiana County, be in Indiana School District. I've been really looking forward to that. It's a great district.
Definitely. And also, again, as we mentioned, you're teaching in the field that you study, that you have a lot of great experience on. I bet you're eager to pass that experience on to some of the students. What can they look forward to as you begin your classes?
Yeah, I just try to, anytime I can bring in a real world example, because no one believes that you do anything that you do in the classroom outside of school. So I try to bring that into the room and show kids examples. I'm a crazy science nerd, so they get really excited when I, bring that excitement to them.
I'll say this, whenever I was in my science class, anytime you could connect something to the real world, you had my attention at the very least. You know what I mean?
I feel sometimes that's the only way they listen.
All right. Well, Marissa, thank you very much for joining us. We've got to keep moving, unfortunately, but thanks a lot for being a part of the show.
Oh, great. No problem. Thanks for having me.
All right. And best of luck to you on this first year at Indiana High.
Great. Thank you.
All right. Let's move on to line number 2. And I believe this is Leanne. Is that right?
It is.
How you doing, Leanne?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing fine. This is Leanne Dominic, another new member of the faculty. What classes are you going to teach?
I am teaching English 9, 10, and 11, and a short fiction elective.
Wow. So short fiction elective. So we're talking the great short stories then.
Yes, absolutely. And we're going to look at archetypes, and we're going to look at plot and conflict and setting and all of those really great literary elements.
And are you going to get the students to write their own short stories as well?
We are, yeah. I'm really looking forward to that. We're going to get their creative juices flowing.
Excellent. So let's see, 9th, 10th, 11th grade literature. If I was remembering right back in my day, some of that focused on the great American work in 10th grade. Is that going to be the same
correct.
thing?
Yes,
okay.
absolutely.
All right. So I'm trying to remember what I focused on. The big thing that came to my mind was the Glass Menagerie, Tennessee Williams, and also the Crucible as well, because I was a big theater guy. But what are some of the stories that the students will be focusing on this time around?
Well, we are going to read the Crucible. That's going to be our first play that we read, so I'm looking forward to that. And then we're going to jump into The Great Gatsby, Of Mice and Men, and then, like you said, some really great classic American short stories. So I'm really looking forward to it.
All right. What inspired you to go into the literary field and become an English teacher?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, when I was in college, I studied literature and history, and I decided I had such a passion for it, and my professors were so great, and my English teachers were so wonderful. I wanted to give back to a community what they gave to me. So I was inspired. I love reading. I love writing. So I just took that passion and kind of decided this is what I wanted to do.
Amazing. So it really takes somebody driven, no matter what field it is, to be able to pass this knowledge on to the next generation. Who knows? You may have the next great short story writer in your classroom.
Absolutely.
And this sounds very exciting. So I really hope you do well this year. Thanks again for joining us. We got to move on because this is the type of segment we got to keep moving to the next one. But all the best to you in your first year at Indiana, and again, best of luck to you. Thanks.
Okay, thanks so much for having me.
All right, Leanne, thanks a lot. Bye-bye. Okay, that was Leanne Dominic. Now back over to line 1, and I believe, hey, Coach, are you there?
I am here. Good morning.
Good morning, Coach Greg. I call him Coach, but it's Greg Lezanic, Athletic Director at Indiana High. How are things going?
Hey, things are going great, Todd. We're hoping. We have our fingers crossed. Things could change at any moment, as we all know. But, boy, we're hoping to get back to normal in athletics at Indiana, as normal as we can this fall.
Well, by the way, this is Josh we're talking to. And it's Todd took the week
off
this week.
Sorry.
It's
Where's
okay.
Todd? Well, Josh, Todd wasn't here again last month. What is going on here? You guys give him too much vacation.
Don't look at me.
Sorry about that, Josh.
But I understand. Let's see. If it's this time of year, it should be heat acclimation for high school football. Is that right?
It is. It's heat acclimation. For that, actually, heat acclimation was last week.
Oh, okay.
All fall sports begin practice this past Monday.
Wow! So everybody's
we've got everybody. So we actually golf season starts Friday, regular season. So we are a go in Indiana. Really looking forward to the fall. You know, we've got one of our stronger football teams we have in years. Our golf teams had an excellent year last year with the core of the teams back. Cross country is always a power, you know, in Indiana. Our soccer teams both made the playoffs, boys and girls, and their core players are back. And, you know, Phil Pelko and the tennis program is always strong. So we are really looking forward to an exciting sports season, fall sports season in Indiana High School.
And you know that when the season comes around, you're going to get the students coming out there in full force. But I understand that, as you said, things can change. Proper precautions are being taken, though, to make sure that the fans are going to be safe as well?
Absolutely. We are taking precautions. And, you know, but the key is, even within those precautions, we're going to have concession stands this year.
Mm-hmm.
So, while it's not 100% normal, we are going to try to make that experience for our fans and our athletes in Indiana as close to what we've expected over the years as possible.
It's the closest we've been to normal in a long time. So, yeah.
Sure has.
I think
no capacity limits for the games right now. We're just a go.
Talk about the turf project that was going on this summer. That's probably wrapped up by now, right?
It is. If you haven't driven past it up on top of the hill on 6th Street, man, it is beautiful, which is gleaming. You know, we did a nice job with the turf. The fencing on the press box side, we moved that fencing that surrounds the field back 3 feet to help our soccer and lacrosse teams in rugby. Those teams that have their benches, you know, both teams on the same side, that'll give them a few extra feet.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting our padding on that fencing refurbished. Half of it is back. We're hoping for the other half to be back soon. The maintenance staff, custodial staff has power washed our bleachers. So when those lights come on Friday night, August 27th, when Ligonier Valley comes to town for a Week 0 game, we expect Fifth Street Stadium to be shining underneath those lights.
And we expect Fifth Street Stadium to be rocking, too.
It will be rocking with the band, everyone back, as you and I said, as normal as possible. It's just an exciting time for athletics.
All right. Coach, thank you very much for joining us here on Indiana in the Morning, and be sure to give everybody our best, all right? We can't wait for high school sports season to start.
Thank you. You have a great day.
You too, Coach. Thanks again. Coach Greg Lezanic, the athletic director of Indiana High. And that's it for this segment. Wow, we go through a lot whenever we have Indiana High with us, and we thank them for lining up these interviews with the faculty members and the new faculty members, and of course the athletic director Greg Lezanic. Our segment brought to you by our friends at Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people.